Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation, and today we have a new variation event. Variation Cascading Mage. And I'm already on the grinding part, so for most of you normal is probably not difficult at all, but some people struggle with Quest 5 from time to time, and I wanted to show you basically two teams that I came up with that are pretty good. So I have this first variation event team is fast. So this is basically the high risk, high reward team. And the other variation is safer and also a better option for most players out there that are either free to play or that that don't have a developed account like myself. So let's go into the builds first. This first variation team is actually quite free-to-play friendly. You could make this free-to-play or 100% free-to-play. As you can see, I have all the X weapons. These are free-to-play. I have EX Lacrima, he's free-to-play. All of the X weapons for Gale. You could swap Gale with Lars and it works just fine. And there is Griff with all the X weapons, and you could swap out Griff for his EX version as well. So there you go. There you have a free-to-play team. Anyway, so the basic idea here is to speed up the weapon skills as fast as possible, so you can one-shot the enemy before they do any of their skills. So that is why we have two EX weapons as a sub, full CDR memoirs here for pretty much all of the characters. So this works out like, I would say 70% of the time. You do have to get a bit lucky with the auto battle, because we play those on auto because we want to grind, and we don't. When we grind, we don't want to use
I'll cut down everything in my way.
So we have some attacks here. And this works pretty good. So we have every weapon skill up, and we have a nice 30 combo to finish off the boss. So yeah, as I said, high risk, high reward. If we get the weapon skills before the enemy queues up any of their skills, we have a one-turn kill. So we run one more time. Maybe
I'll protect you all.
This time we get a bit unlucky with auto attacks here. Doesn't seem like instant skill there. Second skill is up. Was it in time though? Yes. So as you can see, this is pretty fast, probably the fastest way to kill this boss, unless someone like Rayon has some extremely broken team idea behind this, but it is actually pretty straightforward and easy to build. But as I said, we have to get a bit lucky with weapon skills that we queue every of them before the enemy goes. If there is a case that we get interrupted, so we can only fire off the first weapon skills of each of the characters, then we have to eat three skills from the enemy, and after that we finish off with the other 3 skills, a companion, and a bit of auto attacks later on. But just to be safe, we have this water damage down companion, and on the first slot we have this AoE heal companion there to give us a bit more of survivability. So then let's go over the safe option. As you can see, I have the new Priet here. He's a healer, but we don't want heals here when we grind, so he's built pretty offensively with his EX version Fist. Then the Arena Wind Fists here. Oh no, these are not the Arena Wind Fists. Sorry, this is the wrong one. I mix it up from time to time. So these are actually the arena fists. So just for comparison, this is a 21 second and 19 second, or 20 second and 18 second with maxed. And this one is the 14 second, 15 second with Fleetfoot, Tempest Boon. Pretty good. And this one is a handout weapon with some pursuit. Actually pretty good. Then EX Lars, probably everyone in the game has EX Lars, so not a big deal here. We have Fractured Lars, weapon as a sub, and this 3-star Forbidden Scrap Steel Blade, which also has Tempest Boon. Pretty good 3-star weapon. And then we have A2 with Subjugation Gun. So this is non-preferred. So that actually means she deals 1 hit only for her auto attacks. And I tried Lacrima Griff before, that's why we have these guns as sub-weapons actually. Either way, it works out anyway. And she has full CDR set. So the idea here is that A2 gets off the weapon skills first and essentially blocks the weapon skills from the EX weapons. And then we eat the free hits from the enemy. And then after that, the subjugation gun should be ready again. And then we queue up basically 6 weapon skills and have A2's character skill in the back pocket if our damage is not enough. So yeah, as I said, she's in full CDR set. The subjugation gun is maxed, of course, at 16 and 14 seconds. Otherwise, it could be a problem to queue up the skills in the order we want them to. And the other ones, they only have some crit rate, main memoirs with crit rate and crit damage as sub. These memoirs are not ideal, so just to show you that even with non-godly memoirs you can tackle this quest just fine. Let's jump into the gameplay for this team. Yeah, we want the subjugation gun on A2 and not on a gun user, because we want actually the 1 hit from her auto attack. So that gives us a bit more leverage when she activates her weapon skills on auto. And as you can see, they are back up just for the second rotation of skills.
Power to kill our enemies.
And the damage here is enough, and we don't even need the character skill of A2 there. So these are 2 team ideas for you. I hope it helps you out. Good luck with grinding, and before we close the video, I'd like to talk a bit about the new Levania actually, because with the new variation event we get new character, and this time we have a Lacrima monster, and he's actually very, very good wind support this time. So first, let's look at his artwork. I think he looks pretty awesome, you know, it's the yellow lightning on his skin it's kind of cool. And I guess it's like the first unit which has some yellow theme going on. I really like that. So let's talk the character. His character skill, like I said, he's a very good wind support. Decreases defense of all enemies, so that is basically the same like EX Levania. And he also increases wind damage. All enemies will receive by 30%. So you get 2 debuffs in 1 character skill for 45 seconds. So that actually means if you use his character skill just before knockdown and subjugation, it will last the entire duration of the knockdown. So that's actually pretty good. On top of that, he has also Valiance, 20% for 60 seconds, And he has a nice pursuit buff when you have him at Awakening level 3, which helps out with his damage overall. And he's already at 6,900 attacks, so he will deal quite a good damage himself. His debris is actually kind of meh, I would say. 2% attack up is neglectable, and agility up by 8% is like, okay, why not 10? Then you always have to work with 8%, and you don't find any character passes from other characters that give you like 12% or even 7% or 17 or so. So it's kind of weird, but I guess you can confuse your opponents if you equip this memoir to a unit, because it will still show like 1 stack of attack up, even though it's only 2%, and the agility is also 1 stack of agility, timed agility. But if you already are over 10% and it is like 18, it will still show 1 stack of agility. So there is some guessing going around, I guess, but in the end, it's not that, so to say, not that game breaking. Okay, let's look at his fist real quick. Increases wind damage received by that enemy by 15% for 30 seconds, so that stacks with its character skill, and it also reduces defense by 30%. So like I said, both stack with his character skill. This is actually pretty good. Temp Spoon as well as training, and a barricade skill on top of this. Yeah, so this Lavania is basically for high spenders out there, because for most people EX Lavania will work just fine for subjugation, but to get those very, very high subjugation scores, Lacrima definitely helps you out if you need him. Yeah, and then we also have a new short sword, a wind short sword. This is basically like the same type of weapon cooldown reducing gacha swords we got with the new celeb characters. Let's look at it real quick. The cooldowns for the skills are pretty high for arena standards, so this is 20% and it reduces defense, and the other skill is 23% and increases your wind damage by 30% for 15 seconds. So actually not bad skills on this sword, so you could use it in PvE as well. But the main reason this sword is good is it has Tempest Spoon 30% and it decreases your skill cooldowns by 10% when you have a Wind Affinity main weapon equipped. And the staff is Crash. So there you go. This is Lacrima Monster. I showed you my 2 team proposals for the new variation event. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace!